Vicky. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top 5 weaknesses as a reseller. So I have some things that I excel in and then some things that I am completely lacking in. So today I'm going to share what I'm lacking in when it comes to reselling. So my number 5 is sourcing. I struggle with sourcing in Columbia. When I walk into a thrift store here in Columbia, it's basically like I'm walking into a Walmart, a Target, a Kmart, or an Old Navy, because that is the bulk of the brands that I find. Another thing that I struggle with when it comes to sourcing is I am guilty of picking up a brand just because of the brand. And I'm trying really hard to stop doing that. Because I am learning the hard way that just because it is a certain brand, that doesn't mean that people want it, because the style has a lot to do with what people are looking for. I'm still stuck mentally in the 90s when it comes to fashion, so whenever I saw like chunky boots were coming back and a lot of the 90s like slip dresses and stuff like that, I was excited because I know exactly what to look for. However, finding those things is not easy because apparently everybody's looking for them because there are none. So yeah, so I do struggle with that a lot. If you've seen my thrift hauls, you've probably seen some things and probably thought to yourself like, wow, I don't know why I should pick that up. That's not going to sell. It's just going to sit, especially if you've been reselling for a while. You kind of learn from your mistakes, I guess, and I'm learning slowly. But yeah, so sourcing is a weakness for me. I also have a problem with picking up things just because of a little detail, like just a detail that stands out to me, and I just figure it'll stand out to somebody else and they'll like it too. So yeah, a lot of those things are still sitting in my closet and they have been for a while. So number 4 would be comparing myself to other resellers. It is something that at first I didn't know anything about the reselling community. I didn't know it existed. I mean, I was in the couponing community for a long time. I knew that existed, but reselling was something totally new to me. And whenever I joined Instagram and found the reselling community, I was shocked, basically, at the amount of amazing things that people were showing. And these resellers aren't just showing, you know, a couple great things every month or so. Like, they're showing amazing things every single day. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, I can't show anything because I don't have anything. Like, it's been a month and I haven't found anything good to show. Like, I'm not going to just sit on there and show a bunch of basic stuff, you know. So I don't really participate much on Instagram, just FYI. I'm just there to be there because it's Instagram and it's interesting to look through. But yeah, so a lot of these resellers who are finding all these great items, the one thing that I've noticed about them is they are all located on the West Coast. And me being here in the Southeast, obviously we must be the poorest area there is in the United States because there's just nothing here. West Coast, obviously, people just love to throw away their money out there. I mean, it's clear as day whenever you see all the things that people are finding at thrift stores out west. So yeah, I feel like location has so much to do with the things that you find as a reseller. You know, a lot of resellers out west find a lot of Everlane, and just a lot of those brands are made out in that area, so it's out there like crazy, you know. There's brands here that not a lot of people find, like Lilly Pulitzer for one. That is something that I find tons of. I always find Lilly Pulitzer, and a lot of people out west complain that they never find Lilly Pulitzer. So you just have to kind of make do with what you got, you know, and that's where I'm at. But yeah, I try not to compare myself because I do know that I do well, and I don't like it whenever some resellers sit there and say, oh, well, if you actually worked hard, you could be where I'm at, because there's no way that I'll ever be able to find the items that they're finding at the rate that they're finding them here. Like, it's not possible. We have old money here. Basically, people invest in their homes and their land. They have all this money in those things, but they are cheap. And they like Walmart and Kmart and, you know, thrift stores, yard sales. That's how it is out here. So yeah, it's very rare. All right, number 3 is pricing. I test out new ways of pricing all the time. Sometimes it does really well. I get all excited. I make a YouTube video about it. And it seems like as soon as I do that, it just stops working. And maybe I should stop doing that. I don't know. But basically what I do is I look at sold comps, and I typically see the prices on the sold comps range from like $3 to $100 on a certain item. And I will look at the majority, like what the majority sold for. So if the majority was selling for $25, then I'm just going to price around that. But a lot of times things just sit, and I can't just say it's always about price. It could be about style, but for the fact that I can find these exact items and they're selling, it makes me realize I'm doing something wrong. So pricing is something I do struggle with. I've been doing this over a year and I still struggle with it. And yeah, I just can't ever figure out the right spot to put that price. And I just feel like there's a sweet spot where it's too good to be true and people are gonna pick it up, but I'm also gonna make a decent profit, you know? And that may not exist. I don't know. But number 2 is inventory organization. So, okay, I have an inventory system that I use. It's very easy. So my problem isn't my inventory system, but it is actually getting things inventoried. So the last couple of weeks I have slacked off, and I have about 2 feet of clothes that need to be bagged and inventoried. And I'm going to do that today, but I find I get too busy and sometimes too lazy to do it. And it makes a world of a difference whenever you can find the item that you just sold, instead of having to dig through a pile of clothes on the floor that you're, about to bag up. So yeah, I really suck at organization. Well, no, I suck at keeping things organized. I can organize things easy. I am like a mental perfectionist, and I play things out in my head repeatedly until it's just right, and then I take action and I do it, and I do it how I feel would be the best way. But keeping it that way, it's like cleaning the house. Most people probably sit on their couch, maybe watch some TV, eat their food, and they take their trash to the trash can. However, I'm more like, I'm going to set my trash right here, and I'll take it to the trash can a little bit later, and I forget, and the next morning it's still sitting there on the table. That's how I am with my inventory. So, yeah. All right, so number 1, and this is the biggest one of all, my descriptions on Poshmark. So your descriptions are the most important part, I believe, besides the pictures, in your listing. And I am one of those people who's always rushing through it. I want to put the bare minimums, such as like the title, and then what it is, what size it is, what condition it is, measurements if needed, and that's it. And something I've noticed is the people who sell a lot of the same items that I have consistently have very immaculate descriptions. They're perfect. They have so many keywords, so much detail to them, and I can see why. That makes their listing look very good. And I need to work on that. That is something that I have struggled with from day one, because like I said, I just want to get it listed, get it on there quick. And I just feel like I can't find the time to sit down and really just focus on my descriptions. And I know that's not a good excuse. I know I can do it. I can find the time. Like, the hour tonight that I like to spend on YouTube just doing nothing but watching other people, I could be doing that myself, So, descriptions, with Google SEO, I have had my own website, which I just closed down last month. But I had it since 2011. It was a PageRank 3 back whenever Google did PageRank. It was coming up. I was doing really well with the SEO, so I'm very familiar with Google SEO. I do know they don't really like duplicated things. So say, for instance, a website for clothing may have had a description, and you took a stock photo and you wanted to copy and paste that description. I feel like for Google, if you did that, they would not like that so much. As for Poshmark, I feel like Poshmark doesn't really care. I'm not really sure what the thing is with the description, but I'm pretty sure they pull from the entire description keywords. I don't think, copying and pasting descriptions probably isn't the best thing for Google SEO, but Poshmark, it probably works with Poshmark. But there's a lot more people on Google than there are Poshmark, and that's the thing. Like, I know this and I know what to do, but it's just doing it. It's that procrastination. I was born with that gene. So those are my 5 weaknesses as a reseller. There's probably 5 more, but those were the first 5 that I thought about and I wrote down on my paper down here, so I had to keep glancing at it. If you can relate to any of these, let me know in the comments below. If you like this sort of content, be sure to give me a like, and if you're not subscribed, I welcome you to subscribe. I am putting a video out every day until Christmas, so that should be exciting. I hope that I can continue coming up with different topics to talk about. But yeah, so I will talk to you all in my next video. Have a great day. Bye.